A chill wind whipped across the desolate dunes, carrying with it the scent of salt and decay. The once serene landscape now felt like a desolate wasteland, haunted by the echoes of a grim past. The salty air carried a heavy silence, a silence that seemed to press down on everything, suffocating the life out of the very atmosphere. It was as if the beach itself was mourning the loss of innocence, broken only by the mournful cry of gulls. Their calls sounded like the wails of lost souls, adding to the eerie ambience of the place. The seagulls circled above as if searching for something, or perhaps someone. Detective John Smith knelt down, his face grim and etched with lines of worry. He had seen many crime scenes in his career, but this one felt different. There was a palpable sense of dread in the air, another body, another life extinguished. The sight of the lifeless hand protruding from the sand was a stark reminder of the fragility of life. Each victim had a story, a life cut short by a merciless hand. Long Island's sandy shores, once a place of tranquility, had become a grim tableau of death and despair. The yellow police tape fluttered in the wind, a stark contrast to the serene backdrop of the ocean. The beach had become a dumping ground for the Long Island serial killer, a place where innocence was shattered and lives were discarded like trash. The scattered body outlines told a story of horror and loss. This wasn't just a crime scene, it was a macabre message. The killer was taunting them, leaving behind clues that seemed to mock their efforts. Each piece of evidence was a puzzle piece in a twisted game. The Long Island serial killer was toying with them, playing a deadly game of cat and mouse. The shadowy figure watching from a distance was a constant reminder of the elusive nature of their quarry, and the body count was rising. Each new discovery added to the growing sense of urgency and despair. The police officers moved with a somber efficiency, their faces reflecting the gravity of the situation. This was just the beginning. The dark, foreboding shoreline seemed to stretch on endlessly, a metaphor for the long and arduous journey ahead. The beach at dusk took on an eerie atmosphere, as if the very land was cursed. He had no idea how deep this rabbit hole went. The bewildered look on Detective Smith's face spoke volumes. He was venturing into uncharted territory, a dark forest path with no clear end in sight. Smith felt a shiver down his spine. The cold wind seemed to penetrate his very soul, a chilling reminder of the evil they were up against. His worried expression betrayed the fear that lurked beneath his stoic exterior. This case was different. It was personal. The locket he held in his hand was a poignant reminder of the lives that had been lost. The old photographs told stories of happier times, now overshadowed by tragedy. He looked down at the victim, a young woman, her face pale and lifeless. She could have been anyone's daughter, sister, or friend. The senselessness of her death weighed heavily on his heart. Her face pale and lifeless, she was a stark reminder of the fragility of life. Each victim was a person with dreams, hopes, and loved ones left behind to mourn their loss. He swore he would find the monster responsible. The determination in his eyes was unmistakable. This was more than just a case, it was a mission. He would not rest until justice was served. He owed it to her, to all of them. The board with victims' photos was a constant reminder of the lives that had been lost. Each face was a silent plea for justice, a plea that he was determined to answer. Long Island, a place of idyllic beaches, charming towns, and sprawling estates. But beneath its picturesque facade, a darkness lurked. The island's desolate shores and dense woodlands held secrets whispered on the wind. Mysteries buried deep, waiting to be unearthed, and none more chilling than the secrets hidden along the desolate stretch of Ocean Parkway. This was the killer's hunting ground, a place where beauty and brutality intertwined. The very landscape seemed to hold its breath, whispering tales of terror. The air itself felt heavy, laden with the weight of unspeakable acts. This was not just a place of vacation homes and summer escapes. This was a place of shadows and whispers where evil walked unseen. The first discovery was in December 2010. 4 bodies, wrapped in burlap, discarded like trash. The scene was grim, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that lurks in the shadows. The bodies were found on a desolate stretch of beach, a place that should have been serene but was now tainted by horror. They were young women, all escorts, last seen alive in Atlantic City. These women, often marginalized and overlooked by society, had their lives brutally cut short. They had dreams, aspirations, and families who loved them. Their work in the escort industry made them vulnerable, but it did not define their worth. Their families, desperate for answers, were met with more questions. Each day without news was a day filled with anguish and uncertainty. The pain of not knowing what happened to their loved ones was unbearable. Vigils were held, prayers were said, and hope was clung to, even as the days turned into weeks and then months. Who were these women? Why were they targeted? These questions haunted the investigators and the families alike. The detectives pored over case files, trying to piece together the puzzle. The families looked at the portraits of their loved ones, remembering the joy they brought into their lives and wondering why anyone would want to harm them. The discovery sent shockwaves through Long Island. The community was gripped by fear and uncertainty. News broadcasts covered the story extensively, and the once peaceful neighborhoods were now filled with anxiety. People locked their doors a little tighter and looked over their shoulders a little more often. More bodies surfaced in the following months, scattered along Ocean Parkway. Each new discovery added to the horror, painting a grim picture of a serial killer on the loose. The detectives worked tirelessly, combing through evidence and searching the desolate stretches of beach for any clues that could lead them to the perpetrator. Each discovery brought fresh horror and renewed determination to find the killer. Press conferences were held, and the police assured the public that they were doing everything in their power to solve the case. The community came together, holding vigils and supporting the families of the victims. The sense of urgency grew with each passing day. The victims were mothers, daughters, sisters. They were more than just names on a list. They were loved and cherished by their families. Their absence left a void that could never be filled. The pain of their loss was felt deeply by all who knew them. Their lives cut tragically short. The gravestones marked the end of their journeys, but their memories lived on in the hearts of their loved ones. The empty swings in the park were a poignant reminder of the children who would never see their mothers again. The tears shed at the memorials were a testament to the deep love and sorrow felt by those left behind. Their absence left a void in the hearts of those who loved them. Family gatherings were no longer the same, with an empty chair at the dinner table serving as a constant reminder of the loss. The flowers placed at the memorial sites were a small gesture of love and remembrance, but they could never bring back the vibrant lives that were taken too soon. The investigation was a race against time, a desperate search for answers in a case that seemed to grow more complex with each passing day. The detectives knew that every second counted, and they worked around the clock, sifting through evidence and following leads. The clock was ticking, and the pressure was mounting, but they were determined to bring justice to the victims and their families. The investigation was a tangled web. Dead ends and false leads plagued the task force. Suspects emerged, each with their own chilling connection to the case. There was Dr. Peter Hackett, a former Suffolk County police surgeon who made unsettling phone calls to a victim's family. Then there was James Burke, the former Suffolk County police chief accused of obstructing the investigation. His alleged involvement cast a dark shadow over the case, fueling suspicions of a cover-up. Each suspect had their secrets, their possible motives. But were any of them the monster the police were hunting? Section 5, a labyrinth of evidence. The investigation became an agonizingly slow process. The vastness of the crime scenes, the sheer number of victims, and the constant media scrutiny created a pressure cooker atmosphere. Every clue was scrutinized, every lead followed, but the killer remained elusive. The case files grew thicker, but the answers remained just out of reach. Forensic experts worked tirelessly, analyzing DNA, tracing phone calls, and piecing together the victims' last movements. But the killer was a ghost, leaving behind little trace of their identity. The investigation hit one roadblock after another, each dead end pushing them further into a labyrinth of unanswered questions. Section 6. Whispers in the dark, theories and speculations. The lack of concrete leads fueled a firestorm of speculation. Theories ran rampant, each more chilling than the last. Some whispered about a satanic cult pointing to the ritualistic placement of the bodies. Others believed it was the work of more than one person, a team of killers operating with terrifying efficiency. The internet became a breeding ground for armchair detectives dissecting every detail, every theory. Was it a serial killer with a specific victim profile, or was it someone closer to home, someone the victims knew and trusted? The whispers grew louder, but the truth remained elusive, hidden in the shadows. The Long Island serial killer case cast a long shadow over the community. Fear became a constant companion. Parents kept a tighter grip on their children. Women, especially those involved in that line of work, lived in constant fear. The unseen terror seeped into everyday life, a chilling reminder that evil could lurk anywhere. The once vibrant communities along the coast felt the chill of the murders. The case became a constant topic of conversation, a grim reminder that even in paradise darkness could prevail. The killer's presence, though unseen, was felt everywhere, a spectre haunting the lives of those who lived in the shadow of their crimes. Years passed, but the memory of the victims and the mystery of their deaths lingered. The families of the victims, forever scarred by their loss, clung to the hope that one day justice would be served. The Long Island serial killer case became a stark reminder of the vulnerability of innocence, the fragility of life. The community, forever marked by the tragedy, held onto hope. Hope that the killer would be found, that their reign of terror would end. Hope that the families of the victims would find some measure of peace. Hope that the darkness would finally give way to light. The Long Island serial killer case remains an unsolved puzzle. Years of investigation, countless hours of manpower, and mountains of evidence have yet to reveal the killer's identity. The questions remain. Who is responsible for these horrific crimes? What drove them to commit such acts of violence? The case serves as a chilling reminder that even in the age of advanced technology and forensic science, some mysteries remain unsolved. The victims deserve justice, and their families deserve closure. But for now, the Long Island serial killer's identity remains elusive, a haunting enigma that continues to baffle and terrify. The investigation continues. Leads are still being pursued, and new technology is being employed in the hopes of finally cracking the case. Detectives are tirelessly working around the clock, sifting through mountains of data, re-examining old evidence, and exploring new avenues that modern technology has opened up. The digital age has brought with it tools that were once the stuff of science fiction. Advanced forensic techniques, data analytics, and even artificial intelligence are now part of the investigator's arsenal. Every piece of evidence, no matter how small, is scrutinized with the hope that it might be the key to unlocking this long-standing mystery. The families of the victims hold on to the belief that one day, the person responsible for their loved ones' deaths will be brought to justice. Their lives have been forever changed, marked by an unending grief and a relentless quest for answers. They gather at vigils, hold each other close, and share memories of those they lost, keeping their spirits alive. The community rallies around them, offering support and solidarity, united in the hope that justice will prevail. Each photograph, each candle lit in memory, is a testament to their enduring love and their unwavering determination to see the case resolved. The Long Island serial killer case is a stark reminder that monsters do exist, hiding in plain sight. The fear and uncertainty that grip the community are palpable, as the shadow of the unknown looms large. The suburban streets, once considered safe, now carry an eerie silence, a reminder of the lurking danger. The masked face in the shadows symbolizes the elusive nature of the perpetrator, a ghostly figure that has managed to evade capture for so long. The empty houses at night stand as silent witnesses to the horrors that have unfolded, their walls holding secrets that may one day come to light. It is a story that is far from over, a mystery that continues to unfold with each passing day. As the sun sets and rises, the relentless march of time brings with it new developments and fresh leads. Detectives pore over case files, re-evaluating every detail, every clue in the hopes of finding that one piece of the puzzle that has been missing. The mysterious forest at twilight serves as a metaphor for the unknown, the dark corners of the case that have yet to be illuminated. Each day brings new hope, new possibilities, and the unwavering belief that the truth is out there, waiting to be discovered. The hunt continues, fueled by the unwavering pursuit of justice and the hope that one day the truth will be revealed. Police officers remain vigilant, combing through crime scenes for any overlooked evidence, while detectives engage with witnesses seeking new testimonies that might shed light on the case. The magnifying glass over newspaper clippings symbolizes the meticulous nature of the investigation, where every article, every report is examined for potential clues. The dedication and perseverance of the law enforcement community are a beacon of hope, a promise that they will not rest until the case is solved. Stay tuned for updates on this chilling case. The media plays a crucial role in keeping the public informed, with news anchors delivering the latest developments and breaking news headlines capturing the attention of viewers. Social media and online platforms have become vital tools for spreading information, allowing people to stay connected and engaged with the ongoing investigation. As new details emerge, the story continues to captivate and horrify, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. The answers may be closer than you think. The intense focus in the detective's eyes reflects the determination and resolve that drive the investigation forward. The magnifying glass revealing hidden clues on a map symbolizes the ongoing search for connections and patterns that might lead to a breakthrough. The dramatic close-up of a hand turning a key in a lock represents the hope that one day the final piece of the puzzle will fall into place, unlocking the truth and bringing closure to the victims' families. The journey is long and arduous, but the pursuit of justice is relentless. and the answers may be just within reach. For more stories like this, please like and subscribe to Oblivion Unlocked.